Many players have been struggling to getting enough materials to upgrade their tier 2 gear to, of course, level 12 and the trades. And I've seen a lot of you guys complaining about the game being very grindy. So in this video, I decided to cover all the tips and tricks that I've been using on getting materials, getting my mastery up, and all that good stuff. So let's jump into it. So the first thing, if you guys haven't done it, you guys should already do is if you gotta go to the shop, go to the Ornate coins down on the left here, buy out your mastery. You should have enough ornate coins from the maintenances and the stuff they has been giving you. They also gave away I think there was a code. I'll probably post it here if you can still use it to get even more ornate coins. But buy out of course the masteries, these GrowthStones, these GrowthStones, and these GrowthStones. Those should be your main priority to buy out. Everything else you should get the enchanted ink, but mainly just focus on getting the masteries and the GrowthStones. Now the second thing is, you guys, when you're crafting or you want to upgrade your gear, the main thing that people are struggling in getting is the GrowthStone, right? So if you go to the NPC, you need this GrowthStone, and to craft the GrowthStone, this is usually the item that people struggle to get, which is the precious magic powder. I am also struggling on this. You guys can see here my polished crystals. I have a lot. I just, by farming abyss, all that stuff, you get polished crystals. You can get stallion ore, or you can buy the other ore or craft the ore. But the magic powder is really hard. So here is what I want you guys to do. When you guys running abyss or anything, you will be dropping a bunch of blue items, right? Instead of feeding them into the material transmutation to get epics, what I want you guys to do is you can dissolve them, but don't just dissolve them, because let's see here. These are the soul mirror trousers. You can see this one has only one trait on them. I just dropped it. And if I dissolve this, I get 10 rare magic powder and a chance to get 1 epic, right? So 10 maximum. However, I have another piece here which I fed a trait into, so it's 2 traits. But if I dissolve this, instead of getting 10, I get 35, so I get even more. So let's see here, I got 10 from this, but all you have to do is, if you go here, you go to equipment enchanting, you trade it up. So let's see, you have this, and now I'm gonna put, remember I got 10, right? And now I'm gonna feed this range endurance trait. It does cost some solent, of course, unless you have the same trait, right? But if you don't, if I paid the solent, now I have 2 traits on this. Instead of getting 10, look what happens. Instead of getting 10, I'll get 35. And if I do it again, if I do go back here, and I take these pants again, and I'll get another health regen. Just getting 35. Let's see how much we get now, because we had already a 25 increase. Now instead of getting, we get 60. So now we got another increase, right? So it just keeps increasing like this. Mainly what you guys should do is just feed the trait once. You don't have to keep feeding it. If you just feed one trait, that's it. And if you dissolve it now, I'm gonna get all of this. So make sure, if you guys are farming, feed them into each other before you guys dissolve or whatever you guys want to do. But this will make you guys get those dust really quick, so you guys can actually craft more GrowthStones, because I know a lot of people are struggling with this. And if you guys are farming abyss, you guys drop like 30 pieces of blue gear. Like, it's crazy. The game is continuously feeding you blue gear, so make sure you're dissolving the feed the trade and then dissolve it. It's going to be massive for you. Now, a huge tip that I want to give you guys is the sync system. Okay, that's the third tip for the day. The sync system right here, I haven't done it, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, you will have a chance, of course, to get more gear pieces. But if you look away from the gear pieces, right, if you just look at what the game can offer you right here. So the game can offer you 2 weapons of the same, right, and 2 rings of the same. Now with the sync system, what it can help you with is, if you go to the sync system and you already have a weapon here, you can actually unlock 1 more. So let's say I drop a shield. I can't do it with my Bellandir, my old T, because this is considered a T1. But if I get a T2 sword or any weapon, like for example this bow, right, and you wear 2 weapons, you can just unlock this for 150, and you can get that to level 12. So instead of, I think it costs over like 300 to 500 weapon GrowthStones to get it to level 12, you can just unlock it with a sync and save like a lot, like 80% of the cost. You can do the exact same thing with the ring. So you can do the same thing with ring. if you have a level 12 ring for the T2, you can get your other ring to install level 12 by just unlocking this, which is way cheaper. You can do this with your weapons and your rings. Of course, if you get extra gear, you can do it without those two, but on your main gear, remember, you have 2 weapon slots, you have 2 ring slots. So use the sync system for this. It will make you save like 1,000 GrowthStones at least. So make sure you guys do that. Now, I want to talk about contracts real quick. So, you know, you guys need to be doing the contracts, not only for your masteries, but just generally it gives pouches. So most of you guys are probably doing this already, but this is a tip for people that probably are new or getting back into the game. But if you're doing contracts on the contract NPC, guys, please refresh once you pick up a contract every time, because refreshing gives you a higher chance to get pouches, right? So if you go to the contract guy right here, you talk to this man, you pick up, let's say, yeah, I pick up a quest right here. Let me just take it one that I want. After picking one quest, instead of picking more from the same list, I'll refresh to see if I can get another chest, like a pouch. Because if I get a pouch, I can get more chance of rewards. Right? So every time you loot here, you pick one quest, because you can't refresh without picking a quest. Pick one, refresh. And then you keep going, and hopefully get lucky, pick, refresh. And then, boom, I got a pouch. Perfect. I'll pick up the pouch, and I refresh again. So this is how you guys want to be picking your quests up from the contract. So you guys have a high chance to get the chest, because inside of the chest that you guys can get right here, you have a chance to get a lot of good items. If I drop this, for example, I can get thousands of lucent, right? So it's big chances for a lot of gear. And look, I got some. I can solve this for even more magic dust. The next up I want to tell you guys is, if you guys are, I talked about this in my previous video, but in this game they have now added these weapons that are anvil weapons that you get obsidian. You need 100 obsidian pieces, and these basically gives you weapon and solid bonus base, and then you can add on extra bonuses with food and stuff. But to get this, you need 100 of these obsidians. These obsidians takes forever, but they drop at the dwarves in the black anvil right here. So when you guys are doing, the reason I picked Smith, because Smith gives me these contracts that lets me go and fight dwarves. So it is a huge long investment, but you're probably gonna gain on this. It's not worth doing any of the other contracts except the dwarf ones, because the dwarfs will drop you the obsidian. So when you guys are picking contracts, only pick it from Smith and only pick up the dwarves, because none of the dwarves will give you the obsidian shards. Now, right now, there's a big way to make lucent, because certain pieces are really expensive. For example, if you have the cloak and you search up the cloak and you go to skill damage resistance, you will see the skill damage resistance is going for 210. But look at the old T1 of this. It's going for 100 lucents, which is crazy. Yesterday it was even more. It was like 150 or something. And if you go to the, for example, rings, and you look at old rings, skill damage boost, for example, they're going on prime time. They go for 100 a piece. And I sold a bunch. I think I have a sell history right here. Look at this. I had this. I just sold a bunch of my T1s. So what some of the players are doing right now, you guys can do this. I mean, I only advise you guys to do it if, I mean, it's kind of a gamba thing, right? But if you go to the weapon NPC or the craft NPC here, you can use your tokens from 2-star dungeons, which are these. Let me just show you guys. The 2-star dungeons give you rewards if you run them in the party matchmaking or whatever. If you do party matchmaking, you can see here, you'll get this chest and you can get adventure coin fighting. So if you do the adventure coin fighting and you go to this NPC over here, you can actually craft rings. A lot of people are crafting rings. They're also crafting the attack speed crossbow or weapon. So if you go here, you can look and you go to attack speed trait. You will see that this one is going for 110 plus plus. So many people are just coming here and crafting it. And then what they can do is, once you craft it, you can actually use conversion stones, which are the blue stones, to change the trait to the attack speed and then extract it to make lucent. So if you want to do it, it does cost, but if you want to do it, you can to make some lucent. Next up is craft your T2 weapon. The reason I have this T2 weapon, this is completely free that I got this Titanic. I got it by just playing the game. So I went to this NPC, and at the NPC, you you can craft this for 200 loyalty coins. How do you get 200 loyalty coins? You can get this by just logging into the game, doing the weekly missions. This one gives you like 25. I think by checking in, you're gonna get 10 on the one of the days. That's 35. You get them by doing contracts. So if you have contracts right here, the Abyss contracts, they give you one each. So if you have like 50 contracts, give you a bunch. If you do your co-op dungeon, two-star dungeon, you get loyalty coin. If you party matchmaking, you get extra loyalty coin. So eventually, I mean, you can easily get a 2-star weapon by just doing like basic stuff in the game. So make sure you guys do it. And then talking about the scrolls, you can actually dissolve your old scrolls, which are basically like Silius Abyss. I will highly advise you guys to do it. Dissolve your old scrolls, because when you dissolve the old scrolls, you can go to this NPC right here, skill researcher. No, sorry, not skill researcher. You go to the NPC right here, Kelly. When you talk to Kelly, you can buy new scrolls for like Temple of Truth or the Burkan Estate, and with these get even more of these currencies or other gear drops or whatever, right, or more better rewards. So dissolve them and then craft either Temple or Burkan, because those are the ones that's available right now. So you guys can do this. Next up is putting EXP into your weapons, which is weapon mastery. You have something called the level up, which is right behind my camera right here. You have a level up. I covered this in my video yesterday, I think, but real quick for the people that don't know, in this game, instead of dues, you have a new system. When you do contracts or whatever, all the XP goes over here to this this thing. Now you have something called passives, which is underneath my camera right here. Now to get these passives, some of them are really good. Eventually, like really high level, get really good, but you kind of want to unlock these, right? So I need my total level here to be 390. It's 326. So I want to get 390 so I can get another passive. Only do this if your weapons are really high level, right? If you already have weapons at like level 90, when both of your main weapons are level 90, I have 106 and 102 on this, you should try to work on the third passive. And what I do is I just go here and I'll just feed them equal amounts. So I'll feed like my crossbow, I'll feed to 1 to 10, I'll just feed like this. Because that, guys, I'm going to show you real quick. Let me just, because if you feed like the great sword, it's going to take a bunch more XP. Look at this. Look at the weapon. From my sword, 1.6 to not even 1.7, it costs 4 million XP. But if I just level these up, it costs barely any because they're low level still, right? But look what it does. Right now, in the bottom here on my camera, you guys see my current level is 326. But by accepting this, it went to 349, so I'm almost at 390, and then I'm going to focus on my main weapons again. So you can just feed the extra EXP to any weapons you guys want, so you guys can unlock those passes, which is, in my opinion, is pretty good. Next up, for since we talked about weapon mastery already, I want to go to the next thing, which is the secret dungeons, guys. Make sure you guys are doing your gate affinity. They increased the rewards for this. Let me see. Can I see the rewards? You get a bunch, like you get insane amount of mastery EXP by doing this. It's actually crazy. So make sure you guys do this. Make sure you guys are doing these. Remember, these reset. Unfortunately, I did this before the update. I wish I didn't, but you get insane amount of EXP by doing the gain affinity EXP. So make sure you guys do this. Next up, we gotta talk about GreatSuccess crafting, because a lot of players are making a lot of lucent by doing GreatSuccess crafting. What is GreatSuccess crafting? Let's say I want to buy the new weapon, which is the bulwark, right? Bulwark goes for 1.7k to 3.5k depending on the traits, right? Now, if I go here and I search a bulwark, the lithograph goes for 1.1k. I'm gonna get this anyways, right? So I'm gonna be buying this. So I'm gonna get this, and then when I have this recipe, I will go to this dude and I will craft it. But when you craft it, you have a 20% chance to get a GreatSuccess. What does GreatSuccess mean? It means that you can sell it in the trading house. So if you hit the GreatSuccess on it, I just bought it for 1.1k, that, right? If I hit, like, I get a good, like, heavy attack. It's not even here. But if I get maxed out, I can sell for 3k. So I just doubled my money. And when I double my money, I can just go and buy the lithographs. And people actually buy this. You guys be like, no, Speed, nobody buys this. People actually buy this. Whales buy up the straight item instead of lithographing it themselves. So don't underestimate this. So every time you're crafting lithograph, double check if it actually had a great success and sell it. You just rebuy the lithograph. You lose a little bit of materials, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. I mean, some people are even like banking for great successes if there's a cheap lithograph. People are like continuously searching. Like I'm already have like a bunch of favorites here. Like for example, I don't know how much the cape is right now, but the ring. Let's see here. How much is the ring going for? It's okay. I mean, if you see like there's a way to like 5 double your lucent and there's cheap lithographs and you want to hit the great success, you might get lucky. And if you craft it, you can again make it lithograph again. It does require a lot of materials, so I wouldn't advise you. But if there's items that you need, double check if you great success it and sell it. Okay. But yeah, that is mainly it. Last thing I want to leave you guys with is a setting that I actually got told today, which is if you guys go to the target system, you can click this new targeting, which is ignore select friendly target toggle, which this basically does is when you're in for DPS and tanks especially, probably not so much for healers, but when you're in a PvP zone and you go to the shortcuts right here, you can also change it in these let's see, here it is. So you can put a keybind for this. So when you have that one active and you put a keybind here, what it will do is if you have it toggled on and you're in the PvP zone, you won't click any of any friendly targets. You will only click on PvP players or people that you can actually fight, which is really huge for like max PvP fights. But that is the video for the day, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something new. If you guys did, make sure you check out more videos. Check out this video, for example, right here. I know there's a lot to do and it's a lot to grind and materials are lacking, but guys, at the end of the day, at least there's content to do. It's hard to work towards it, and unfortunately it sucks that whales are just buying out the best items. However, you can still progress. We're still like just only a few days into the big update and then more stuff to come, but hopefully these tips made it a little bit easier for you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.